Hey, it's Friday, May 1st. Just decided to do a quick impromptu live. We're going to be out at the ranch this weekend. It's an absolutely beautiful weekend. As you can see behind me, you can hear leaf blowers blowing, lawnmowers are going. I just went by the golf course. Golf carts are out there. The parking lot's packed. The grass is green. It is awesome out. So I hope you get to get out and enjoy the weekend wherever you're at. Um, so Autumn's we've been getting some painting done on the inside of the ranch. So we just decided to just do a quick little update. Autumn was working, so I decided to just do a quick update on that. So welcome to the channel, Adventure Roads. As you can see, the lake is finally no more ice on the lake. I'm just running this off the phone, so I don't know who's all on. But anyways, the bass are starting to come out. The bluegills are starting to make their beds up closer. I can see a couple of them just starting. So I hope you guys have been liking the videos. I hope you enjoyed the softball video. We had a good time doing that. It's been kind of a bummer because I was hoping to see Hannah play her final. Hello, Eric. So I was hoping to see Hannah play her final varsity year, but that hasn't happened. So maybe if this weather breaks, or this virus stuff breaks, who knows? Maybe we can just have some sort of a neighborhood game or some of her teammates or something like that. Just do something fun. I don't know. But anyways, I during the course of all of Hannah's sports this last year, I didn't keep track of everything full blown, but we were kind of laughing because she did basketball, volleyball, and then softball. All of her years in high school. But this last year, I decided to keep track of some of them. And for basketball, we drove about 995 miles. That's through all the towns in northern Michigan. The game cost, whether home or away, was like $212. The other costs, like eating out and stuff, looked like it was around $210, probably a little higher. Flowers for senior night, $25. Team dinner, $65. So we had looked like around 512, $140 in gas, so around $650 for during the basketball season. The junior year was probably actually a little more because we had shoes and all that. So probably about $1,500, maybe to $1,500 to $2,000 for basketball between junior and senior year. Volleyball for the senior year was $825 with cost of everything. How many kids missed out on scholarship? I don't know. The scholarship thing, that's another heartbreaker itself, because usually they have like a scholarship night, and Hannah's the valedictorian, a co-valedictorian. Gina, I believe, is the other girl's name. But anyways, there's two valedictorians, and Hannah's the class president. But I don't know how many kids have missed out on scholarships. And Autumn and I, we were wanting to do some sort of like a Adventure Road scholarship for not our own kids, but like maybe for a kid that might be going out of state or away from home to school type of a scholarship. Because we always think it's kind of neat to see a kid venture out to try something new, especially going where they don't know anybody or have any family, but they're truly doing their own ventures, and it takes a lot to do something like that. But yeah, so volleyball was around 800 and some dollars, probably close to 1,000, and I don't know what softball was going to run. I'm guessing 500 to 1,000, but it would have been worth it, and the price to see your kid play, especially senior year, would have been priceless. So that was just kind of some fun numbers that we did for the sports and all that. So this weekend, Autumn's working. I think tonight we're going to try to do a trail ride up through the woods out at our ranch property, and maybe go get some ice cream, hot dogs at this little place in Fife Lake, the dairy bar they call it. And then I think we're going to try to do the ranger ride through the backwoods, some of the trails back there. There's one spot where we'll try to put on video, where there's a bridge for ATVs that crosses the river. It's the Manistee River, which I filmed Manistee Lake Sunset last week near Pickerel Lake. The Manistee Lake is what starts the Manistee River and runs out to Lake Michigan. Where those kids that worked hard to get sports scholarship that just missed out. Yeah, there's some pretty decent athletes too in the school. But and I don't know. I know Hannah is looking forward to getting to college, and we hope that there's fall college. And she was just wanting to do some intramural and maybe try to get on some sort of like a team management program for like the college girls basketball or softball, and just help. You know, she just enjoys the game, and I think she's one that she can play and she really enjoys it. But I think she would be one going forward that would maybe be a really good coach. I mean, she really knows how to get people to do things around her and include people. That was one of our favorite things we watched was when they do these class wars at the school, and she was going around and getting kids that don't even necessarily do sports, but to get in there and help do tug of war, to help do different things, and she would try to put them at where she thought would be some of their strong points. It was kind of fun to watch that. So it's just kind of been fun to watch her grow, and so I hope everybody, if you got, especially if you got seniors, you guys are making the best of it. We've got family out in Montana, like my brother, Autumn's parents are out in Montana. They've had to cancel coming for now because the school right now, there's no idea if or when a graduation will be. Right now, we're hoping even something for like July. The plan is college starts in August for us. Um, Both of our girls go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll be going at Oral Roberts University down that way. So who knows, Eric? Maybe if Autumn and I are way back through Indiana, maybe we could swing through Hoosier Country and say hello. We do have some friends up in Tipton, Kokomo area, so that'd be kind of cool. Even do a lunch or something. Never know, but that'd be a lot of fun. So as far as the ranch this weekend, Autumn was doing some painting. I'm hoping to get a guy out to do lime. I had been wanting to get an order of like 10,000 pounds of lime. We got real acidic soil, and so I'm wanting to do a number of food plots. I've got 3 plots that are probably ranging quarter to half an acre that we're going to be in clover, and I might have some weeds and stuff like that, but I should still at least get some clover going in there. But I was going to get some lime dumped in on all those. And then there's going to be 2. I was going to try just do a little bit of broadcasting on some corn about 25 miles south of Terre Haute. Okay. Yeah, and I think Terre Haute is right. Is that on I-74? I believe it's kind of that way. So yeah, that shouldn't be too far out of the way. So who knows, that might work out. We love to just hit the back roads anyways. And we always thought it'd be kind of fun to come up through French Lick. I know for spring break, I-70, okay. I know spring break, I told Autumn, I said, hey, on the way back, do you want to go to French Lick? And she's like, what's that? I was just kind of being smart with her and stuff, so we were kind of laughing. I like to say stuff that pushes her buttons a little bit. So, but Eric, are all the leaves popped out down your way down here in Indiana? They're just now starting to bud here. The maples I see. We're getting the little red buds falling all over the ground. So we just get the leaves raked, and now you get the little red buds all over the ground. But it's nice. The birds are flying all over around here. I can tell a lot of them are making nests and having babies. We get a lot of buffleheads on this lake. They come up and then they work their way towards Canada, but they've been all over here lately. I don't know how much longer they'll hang around. So are your campgrounds and stuff open down in Indiana? Our governor has said, at least our public for right now, has said the rustic campgrounds and the modern campgrounds, from what I know, they're saying closed until June 21st or 22nd. I guess you'd say technically the first weekend in summer. Stop pushing whatever buttons you're talking about. Yeah, it's kind of fun sometimes. I see Autumn's piping in there. Hey, is it clear? This was partly practice too. Oh, the Lance story from 2005. Okay, Autumn said share the Lance story from 2005. Is that the cell phone one going up around Canada? Is it nice and clear? No, not okay. Good. So maybe that's working. Next time we'll have to bring the laptop down so we can read. But I can see stuff popping up on the screen here. So the Lance Camper story. Back in 2005, Autumn and I had an F-250, and then we decided we wanted to get into the camping scene. We liked the idea of the truck campers. Um, the one we the one we bought. Yeah. So, anyways, we bought this truck camper, Lance truck camper. It's called a Lance 845 model. We had it on an F-250, and we decided to go up around Lake Superior. So, from here to Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, it is. Yeah. So, anyways, from here to Canada is it's about 3 hours going north. It's like about 2 hours to the bridge. I guess about 2 hours and 45 minutes, somewhere in there. It's under 3 hours, so probably about 2.5. Yeah, I'd say 2.5, 2 and 3/4 hours to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. So, anyways, and then we drove all the way up around Lake Superior into Minnesota and back to Wisconsin, up through the Michigan's Upper Peninsula. So when we did that, I think that's the point where I probably may have had some of my first cell phones. So we're driving up through Canada. Autumn's driving, and I don't know why, but I called my mom that night, that afternoon, and I was talking to my mom, and Autumn's driving, and all of a sudden we hear a pow, and Autumn goes, what? She goes, I think we just blew a tire. And I'm sitting there talking on the phone. I said, I gotta let you go. Autumn blew a tire, and the truck's rocking a little bit. And so we pull off on the side of the shoulder, and then anyways, we had a hard time getting the tire because I think the way the camper was tied down, we had to get the camper off to be able to get the spare tire and all that. But anyways, we ended up getting a tow ride into a town, and it was like, I can't remember, I think it was Marathon, Ontario, Canada, and pizzas there were like $30 or something. This was back in 05, and everything is really pricey, but it was quite the ride, blowing a tire with a truck camper on. But it was a good adventure. We had a bloodhound and 2 kids that we hauled with us, and beautiful camping up around Lake Superior there. It's a beautiful drive through there. And then when you get into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, we saw a lot of waterfalls. We will probably be doing some more waterfall videos, probably be in August or later this year, possibly earlier, depending on if they start opening up stuff. Autumn likes to go up and hike a lot of them. She has hiked over 100. No, I'm sorry. She's, I think, hiked over 30 or 40 waterfalls. It might be like 70. She's hiked a lot of them. But there's around 100 or better prominent waterfalls in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. So she's got a big book she's checked off, and there's spots where it's like drive up to the willow tree, park here, and then hike the trail back type of stuff, where she goes into some of them areas. It's pretty cool. So we like to do a lot of that. So just keep staying tuned. We do a lot of traveling, a lot of food reviews. We're going to be doing our food plots. We'll see how they come out, but it's been kind of fun. Today we had, we have a deer feeder that had a bunch of bird seed and stuff in there, and it got tipped over, but it looked like it was weather related. We did not see any more bear tracks out there at the ranch. I'm going to hang out some more cameras and see if we get a picture of the one. We have had a couple different days now where we've seen some bear tracks, but we're not trying to lure them in, but they are in the area. So, but it's been kind of fun. Let's see here. So if possible, we might do some sort of a summer picnic here, and if we do that, we'll probably invite some of our YouTube people. We'll probably post that on a video. We usually invite some church people and stuff like that here. We have a barbecue, swimming thing. Usually we do that in July or August, but a lot of this is depending on our kids' graduation. Will you hunt the bear? I have, matter of fact, today's May 1st. So in Michigan, starting May 1st through the 30th, you can put in for bear points, and it's based on the region. Like northern Michigan, like the northern lower and the upper peninsula. I can't remember how far south they go. I'm thinking right around mid-Michigan is about the furthest south that they go. I don't remember what the line is. But I will put in for some points. I think the most points I have are for the upper peninsula, but there may be a point in time where I start putting in for our area, especially since we have property. But we've mainly wanted it to be a deer property, but it would be kind of cool to get a bear. And I do believe the bears tend to get bigger this way because a little bit more food and all that. But there's some pretty good sized bears up in the UP as well. It's just a little harder to get the draw here because supposedly there's not as many, but they definitely seem to be on the increase around the area. Even here at the lake, if you go straight back, let's see here. That house right there behind the right there, that's straight behind me. Back through that way, there's some swamp, and I have a friend that lives back that way. He is 90 years old now, and a very colorful character. I've had him on a to hunt, but he definitely needs the heat because he gets cold. So if there's a chance to get him out hunting this year, that'd be really cool to see a 90-year-old. I don't care if he even takes a doe, but he's got some really nice old bucks up on the walls of his house, and he gets bear behind his house over there. And we've had him in the neighborhood. Last year, people were videoing them in their yards back that way, and then about a year or two ago, back to the woods back that way, there's some state land back that way I was hunting, and I had about 4 or 5 bears showing up in that area. One day I had some pretzels in the freezer that we needed to get rid of, so because the pretzels have the shape with the holes, I was hanging a few of those up in the trees, and we had a couple pictures of bears standing up on their feet. It was kind of cool because it kind of gave you a little bit of a size how tall that they could stretch, reaching up for those pretzels off the branches. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. I just wish our winters were a little bit shorter, but other than that, it's pretty nice. But I'm really happy today to just see people getting out golfing. I've seen a lot of people with. I heard the bear meat is pretty good. Yeah, the bear meat. I've heard some people say they don't like it, but a guy at my work got one up in Canada, and he's hunted moose up there, bear, and he'll bring back the meat to work. And I liked what he cooked up and gave me. We basically had, I think, bear burgers out of that one. And then I think the other one I tried was like I think he made like a stroganoff or something. But the stuff I've had's been good. I've heard some people say they don't care for it, but I guess what I've had's good now. I would eat it again. The moose was really good. So, trying to think what else we're going to be doing this weekend. I know we're going to be playing some cornhole, and we'll probably be doing some kayaking pretty soon. Autumn's just worried about tipping over, but she can swim good enough to get to shore, so I'm not too worried about that. But what you do have to watch in this area is people start getting a little zealous, and they want to take these kayaks out on like Lake Michigan, Lake Huron. And I'm not against that. You can do what you want. I don't care what you do, but you do have to be really careful, and you got to be mindful of the waves and if the weather picks up. So you have to be mindful of the waves and all that stuff because you don't want to get yourself in a predicament, especially out on the big waters. And Coast Guard doesn't need to be using the resources to find somebody. Unfortunately, seems like we lose people out on kayaks out on the big waters. But I would try it, but I would definitely want to be very mindful of what the weather is, and I'd probably tell people where I'm at. I don't think I'd venture out too far shore myself, but it would be fun. But we do know some people behind us that live on the lake behind us, and they made the news. Their kids, I believe, are in their 20s, and then they had some friends, and they, I believe, lined it up with some people, and they did a paddleboard across from Canada on Lake Superior all the way down to the Upper Peninsula. I wish I could see. Oh, especially Lake Superior. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we have some other friends that took a little rubber raft, one of those It was like one of those rubber rafts you see going whitewater, except for had a little, I think, outboard motor on it, blow up type. And they were up on Lake Superior looking at Pictured Rocks out of Munising, Michigan, which is absolutely beautiful. But they were looking at that, and I don't know if they got they had a weather come up, and it started really rocking, and they just got in just in time. And this is a couple that's in their 60s, but they were really laughing about it when it was all said and done. But during the time, they were a little shook up. They kind of almost got themselves in a predicament. So you got to really watch it on the especially on the Great Lakes, because they can really get rocking. They can be as clear as glass, as like you see behind me, but it doesn't take much to get that thing rocking. So, but it is fun to see when the waves are coming crashing in and all that. But it's also nice to see the big lake when it's as clear as glass like this. So Eric Hale, do you have any thank you, Scouse Adventures. We're very fortunate to live here. It's called Little Log Lake, and this is in Kalkaska, Michigan. And one thing about this lake here, we've talked, this is a no-wake lake, so it's actually really good swimming behind us. We'll rake it out because we got these oak trees, and they'll drop the leaves down in there. So we will rake it out, and it's real sandy. And other than, we'll rake it to get the leaves and the sticks out, and it's real good swimming. It gets deep, probably about 10 feet out. It'll start dropping pretty quick. It's about 35, maybe 40 foot deep on the deepest end. So, but the one thing nice about this little lake, I mean, as far as the living, it's quiet. There's not boats ripping up and down the water. I like seeing boats, and I like the fast ones and all that as well. But as far as the living, and when you walk out on the deck, it's just quiet, peaceful. It's like glass. It's kind of like Golden Pond. Sometimes we call it like Mirror Lake, because especially in the fall when you see all the leaves, orange and red and yellow, all lit up, and you'll see the reflections all off the water. Or even when it's all green, you'll just see the whole lake looks like green, and you might have a little bit of a brown, or the lake in the middle. But it's really a beautiful setting. It's a real quiet neighborhood, a lot of retirees, just a good place to live. So good neighbors. So real fortunate with that. And then our property is only like 15 minutes from here, so that makes it nice. So if you're ever buying property, I mean, people can buy their dream properties wherever they want, but we're really fortunate. We found something that we really liked, and it's only 15-20 minutes away that we can actually use, and it just makes it nice. Nice little getaway to go down there and walk some trails, and it's by the river, so we got kind of the river and the lake, so they both got their place. But now I hear motorcycles going by, but I'm thinking about maybe doing a little motorcycle ride on Sunday. I think they're talking maybe a high of 67, but I had 3 days off, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and very fortunate with that. I wish I had Monday too. It's never enough days, even though however many you get off, it's never enough. But you can always find something to do. So Scouse Adventures, any plans for your weekend? I can't remember right offhand where you're at. One of these days I got to sit down and write down all these channels and where people are from. Autumn says she's looking forward to the Ranger ride. I'm glad about that. One thing that's nice about the Ranger right now, we just had rain the last 2 days. We had a lot, not hard, but it just rained and rained, especially on Wednesday, Thursday. Quite a bit of rain. But one nice thing, our area has a lot of sand, and matter of fact, they call Michigan soil is listed as Kalkaska sand. That's the county we're in, Kalkaska County, and we're just outside of the town Kalkaska. And the soil is very sandy, so to take these ATV rides just after it rains is nice, because the sand soaks it up, but then at the same time it shouldn't be too dusty at all. So that makes it nice, because we have done some rides when it's super dusty, and yeah, you'll be eating some dust. 83 down in southern Indiana tomorrow. Wow, that's just crazy. It's supposed to be about 67 here, so we'll take it. It feels like a heat wave. I'm actually in short sleeve shirt right now, so that's kind of nice. I remember one of the first times we went down to Oklahoma where our kids go to college. We went to Pawhuska, Oklahoma, which is the home of the Pioneer Woman. If you've ever seen her cooking show, The Pioneer Woman. And hello, Nameless. Glad to have you aboard. So, anyways, we went down to Oklahoma to take our kids to go to look at this college. And so on our way down, we stop at this restaurant. It's called the Autumn. What's the name of that restaurant? The Pioneer Woman's restaurant, the Mercantile. It's in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. I can't remember the name of her restaurant right offhand. But anyways, it's a super popular Pioneer Woman. Yeah. So anyways, I don't remember the name of the actual restaurant, but it's in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. So we're standing outside the restaurant, and there's a line going out the door. They're called the Mercantile. That's what I thought. So anyways, there's a line going out the door, and they had those outside propane heaters running. And we're from Michigan, so we're down there in February, and we're just coming out of like temperatures are like 10 degrees and probably 0 with wind chills. And we get down there, and I think it was like just about probably like 58 or something like that. So we're down there, standing there, and just I don't even think we had a coat on, maybe long sleeve T-shirts or something. And people are like, they come out of the store and they offered us gloves and hats and stuff like that. They're passing them out to people while they're waiting in line, and so it was kind of funny. So just because you get used to the temperatures you're at, and like where Eric Hale's at, it's 83. So those days when you hit 100, you get people from up here that go down there when it's 100 and they're really dying. So it's kind of funny to see the extremes of the regions that people live in. Yes, we are. Nameless, I can't remember. What area were you from? And if you guys are on here and want to check out each other's channels and grow your channels, you know what to do. Subscribe to each other. Hit play all the way. Sometimes, yeah, maybe the channels are not, maybe not our flavor, but sometimes there's at least one video out of the whole list that maybe you like. Massachusetts. Nice. I remember Massachusetts back in 2010. I took a Triumph motorcycle. It's called the Triumph America. It was a blue and white, and I rode up through northern Massachusetts. I believe they called it the Mohawk Trail. And I rode up through northern Massachusetts, and I camped up that way a couple different nights. A couple beautiful campgrounds up there, and I remember there was hardly anybody there, and this is in the summertime, and one of the park rangers said, yeah, the city people don't come camp. I mean, it was even busy. It was even like, I think one of the nights I camped was like a Friday or Saturday with all the taxes. Yeah, we think ours is bad, but people don't know here what the taxes are like out east. Yeah, I can imagine like Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York. I mean, that's a whole nother level of taxes. I imagine some of you guys are paying more for taxes than what we are for these two places here. It's starting to get more expensive this way. It seems like we're getting more and more people here from like Chicago, Detroit, those type of areas. But are you keeping busy with the T-shirts? Hope you're keeping busy with that. I know with businesses being shut down, it seems like there's like a trickle effect of some things being slow. Like my wife's work, they work in the sanitation business primarily, and they do some oil and gas type cleanups and things like that. But with sanitation, with a lot of these restaurants being closed, it really cuts into the business, and people don't realize like maybe the company won't buy 5 or 10 new even pickup trucks that they use, and then that affects the car dealer. And we always make fun of a car salesman, but unfortunately now you get some of these car salesmen that are they're hurting, and then maybe they're not able to do siding on their house because they're not making. So it's a really hard trickle effect. So we really feel bad for people that aren't able to work. So hopefully stuff starts opening up soon. Hello, Crochet. Autumn likes to do some crocheting. I've seen a couple of your videos here, and yep, I like to go through the subscription list and go back and find a video and hit the play all the way and see what you're doing. I imagine you make. I've seen some of the work you do. Yeah, Autumn likes to do the crochet. I remember she's made people baby blankets and things like that. And she was probably Autumn was probably wanting to make me a mask a long time ago to keep me to shut up. So we have a lot of fun. Like to dabble with a lot of different things. Autumn does a lot of photography. That's kind of one of her arts. Um, she's done a couple different paintings of different things. Um, and she does like to do some of the crocheting. And matter of fact, I have a work vest. We get obviously like the bulletproof vest for work, and I had a couple of my straps up here that are getting bad, so I asked her to sew those up this week and try to tighten them up for me a little bit. Straps are getting kind of bad on there, so now I can hear. I don't know what that noise is. There's not a chainsaw. I don't know what that one is. But a lot of people doing yard work around here. We definitely got to clean up some more of our yard. Let's see. I lost it right after Thanksgiving. Just got back earlier, so I'm trying to catch up. Yeah. Yeah. Even check out a couple of our new videos. If you get a chance, we'd really appreciate it. Sometimes I'll pick out a subscriber that I watch, and then I'll just hit play all, and I'll try to glance at them here and there, and I'll hit the thumbs up as I'm going, and make comments on the content. It all helps us. I think that's what's cool about YouTube is, I know for us everything is unscripted. It's pretty much off the cuff, and we just flow with it and try to just be us, you know. And that's what we enjoy about looking at other people's channels. And then there's always something to find. Eric Hale the other day when they were planting potatoes with the kids, so that was awesome to watch them doing. I'm hoping maybe next year to do some sort of a video. We have some real large potato farmers in our area, so I'm hoping to do some videos out at their farm. So that's a pretty cool process, the beginning to the end, watching the prepping the fields, planting, and then in the fall the harvest, and then during the winter while they're bagging. I used to help do that a little bit when I was a kid. It was always kind of fun because we'd be bagging potatoes for Myers or something like that, and people always wonder, hey, what's the difference between a Meyer potato or whatever name brand potato, and then the other. Usually the only thing is they switch bags. That's from what I've seen, but I'm sure that in some cases there's some differences, but for the most part, that's what I've seen. But we even have a place here in the area that's called the Great Lakes Potato Chip Company out of Traverse City. They've been starting to make potato chips, so it's been kind of cool. You can call me DI. But yeah, we have more wood to cut up here. We lost a huge red oak this last year. We had a monster that was by the house. It was more by Autumn's side. I wasn't too worried about it, but anyways, it was just a monster tree. It had to come down, and we are still cutting wood. And I have like the ADHD, so sometimes I'll start one project, don't finish it, and then get another one going. But we have enough wood. West Texas. We've got a friend in Lubbock, Texas. Matter of fact, back in 2009, I got offered a job at the Lubbock County Jail. I never did take it, but sometimes, who knows, that'd been maybe kind of fun too. Sometime I have to get down there and check it out. I have been to Amarillo and ate at the Big Texan, and I think I had the 22-ounce prime rib there on a motorcycle trip. And you guys are more than welcome to join each other's channels and help each other grow. Hit play all the way. Make a comment on the content. I'll take a little walk here. I did have some fish down there, but I don't know if you'll see them. Let's see here. A little view of the lake down here. And I have a neighbor over there. Their water is, or their dock is underwater because we've had so much rain and snow. And as you can see here, down here, the water is starting to come up over our rocks here in this area. And you can see how clear this water is. It's leaves and sticks, but right under that is all sand. So we'll start raking that out. And this is the tree up here that we're working on that we had to take down in the fall. So we'll get the rest of this wood cleared out. And here's the great big stump where that one came off of. We counted about 180 rings out of the two sides, around 90 of each side. So we figured that stump is probably close to, or that tree was probably close to a couple hundred years old. That's kind of what we're guessing. Big red oak. So anyways, we'll be out at the ranch for the weekend. We'll see what videos we can come up with, and then we'll try to post the next live. We're trying to do maybe one live a week right now, so we'll try to post which time we're going to do it. Sometimes Autumn and I, our schedules are a little crazy. We were hoping to do one last night. We just ran out of time because we were taking care of some stuff out at the ranch, and we don't have real good Wi-Fi out there. So we'll try to do it when we're here at the lake house. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this. Keep having fun, my friend. Thank you for watching from West Texas. One of these days we'll get down that way. I know my buddy Romero and I, we do a lot of motorcycle riding. So if you see our videos, you'll see us together on the bikes sometimes. And we've been talking about doing a Texas, maybe a September trip, and we were calling it the steak and beans, so we could get some Texas steak and some beans. And so yeah, we've rode down in Amarillo and we saw the Cadillac Ranch and stuff like that. But I'd like to see Lubbock and some other areas sometime. I'd really love to ride all the way down to the Big Bend National Park, way down at the Rio Grande River. We're at the border of Mexico. I always thought that would be a really cool place, national park, to see. So anyways, we really appreciate everybody watching. Click like, share our videos on your Facebook pages, and we will try to visit your pages as well. We'll go through the comments, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to join in. And you guys have a good weekend, and hope May is good your way. Take care down in Texas. I know sometimes May can be some crazy storms down that way, May, June. So, but we appreciate all of you, and thanks for watching.